Yes, an embarrassment, a living endorsement.
Just the usual half-arsed nonsense from Matt Rogers, who's now spreading his manure over 3 channels. There's a photo of a child being used as an avatar on the Planet X Nibiru channel, hence why I've painted over it.
Here you can see this image. This is a new chem plane, and look at the piping, the electrical wiring that operates these tankers in these planes. You can see where these toxins, barium, aluminium, all the fluid that comes through and then gets pumped out from these tankers into our sky, right at the back of the plane.
No, Matthew, this is inside the nose of a Boeing 747-8JK, and those are water ballast barrels used to control centre of gravity during test flights. The pipes are for transferring water between the tanks during flight to shift the weight of pretend cargo or passengers.
There's even books that people have wrote, and this book is all about the chems and also the halo of the sun.
That's amazing, Matthew. A book written about chems in 1823, long before planes were invented.
I mean, the government and also space agencies are actually naming these halos and other objects that are being spotted in the skies, like sundogs. And I mean, it's new to us, isn't it? I mean, the word sundog wasn't there in the early years, was it? When we were about back in the day.
Sundogs. Research shows that this isn't a new word made up by space agencies. In fact, there was mention of it in documents from 1855. You need to also bear in mind that this phenomena has different names in different dialects and languages.
On the screen you can see this object, an arrow with it. These are heavenly bodies that have been moving in closer to our system, and the Hubble telescope has been watching it for years.
It's not some rogue heavenly body. It's a dying, cooling neutron star. A photo taken pre-1997, and there's no research that says it's getting closer to our solar system.
And these are from these corona holes, these injections.
More activity with the sun as well, with those corona holes and them supermass injections.
I mean, here you can see these huge tunnels that they're building right now. And they're massive, they go on for thousands of miles. Thousands of miles to different other underground cities.
That's the Gotthard base tunnel under the Swiss Alps. It's for the Zurich to Milan train, and any Tom, Dick or Matthew can climb aboard.
And again we can see an object on this Taj Mahal Mexico cam. And I just wanted you to see this, it's very important, because we have our sun's twin, the binary twin nemesis that's on the horizon, always is on the horizon now, and we're seeing the huge reflections coming in. I'm going to zoom into this sun's twin. You can see this, can't you? Now this huge reflection there is behind that cloud, behind the haze.
This second sun is a reflection of our sun. You don't give it much of a zoom in, but when that's been done you can clearly see that your second sun is in front of the cloud.
Tonight as well, it's been chemtrailed. They have blocked the moon this evening.
Blocked the moon with chemtrails? So just your bit of it then? I live on the same side of the country as you, Matthew. Here's a photo of the moon that night, as taken by me.
There's an object that's illuminating here on the left hand side.
That's a gap in the clouds with light shining through, not a bloody object.
We're not seeing the black spot, are we, on this image here? It's not here, is it? Because it's being covered up by that other object in the Earth's atmosphere.
The black spot is caused by camera sensor overload when the camera's exposed to light that's too bright. So how would an object cover that?
Now, again, what is this to the right hand side? Can you see this? Let's zoom into this object. Now, it could be anything, couldn't it? but saying that, looking at it that red and that far out to the right hand side, and you can see reflections, can't you, on the ground, this red reflection on the snow. Can you see this reflection here?
Firstly, did you fail to notice the obvious lens flare here, or did you choose to ignore it? Secondly, that's not an object, it's an internal lens reflection. Thirdly, your monitor settings must really suck, as there's no red reflections on the snow.
Here as well on this Alaska cam. I mean, this is getting very strange, isn't it? I mean, you've got this rainbow effect as well, this with the sun. I mean, are these CME blasts?
This could be one of two things, iridescent clouds or a rainbow lens flare. But it sure as hell is nothing to do with CME blasts.
Earthquake hits Georgia while storms rage Wednesday.
It's Georgia, Matthew.
It says here as well, Georgia had an earthquake Wednesday night.
No, Georgia.
Area of Middle Georgia.
Georgia.
The strongest earthquake in Georgia.
It's Georgia.
Here's also a short piece of footage of this weather guy in the United States of this earthquake in Georgia.
It's pronounced Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, I give up. I'm off to catch the midnight train to Georgia.